Well, Greg, we thought we were going to be talking to you about your decision win this evening. Instead, we find out we're talking to you about your no contest. We just kind of got confirmation of it just moments before you came in. Can you tell me first, I guess, what your emotion is on finding out you didn't get a win tonight, you got a no contest?
Super sad.
When did you find out? We literally just saw an email, some tweets. How long have you known that the result's been overturned?
About 15, 20 minutes ago. I was in the locker room waiting for a while, dealing with the repercussions of fighting people for a living, and kind of just came down.
The inhaler that you have, can you tell us what it is? Like what substances or the prescription name? Or?
It's a Ventolin albuterol inhaler for exercise-induced asthma. I've had it my whole life.
Used it during your NFL career and all that?
YouTube or Google it.
And we saw the clip in between rounds, and that the inspector asked you, is this medical? And you said USADA approved. So I mean, had you and your camp taken steps with USADA or with the commission to make sure that it was okay that you use this?
It's on the commission paperwork when I weighed in. It's on the USADA paperwork when I take every single drug test, so that y'all know that I'm not taking steroids and I'm just naturally a monster.
I know it's still fresh, and as you said, you're upset right now, but I mean, have you talked to your team yet about maybe taking steps to get it overturned again? I mean, could you potentially file with the commission to review the paperwork and maybe reinstate the win?
Man, I'm really just worried about, what my boss thinks. The worst part for me is here I am letting people down again, you know what I mean? It's a sucky feeling, dude. All I'm trying to do is do, like we just had a conversation before the fight, man. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I asked permission. He told me I could, and I'm in trouble again. So my mind's on, man, just make sure everybody's pacified, happy, making sure everything's cool, because it's a crappy feeling, man. Everybody was talking about my inhaler instead of watching that sweet rock hold or whatever, or Weidman knockout from my boy, and that's same as any other situation, man. I'm worried about my team. I'm worried about, and he was only in my red corner, My guy Daniel Jolly's back there, dude. Like nobody's talking about how good of a job he did. Dean Thomas, the first 15-minute rounds that I've ever done, I just fought more time than I've ever fought in my whole entire career. And we're sitting here talking about an inhaler that I've used my whole entire life. That's a crappy feeling, dude. I never want to take away from the UFC brand. I never want to take away from anybody shine, and I think that's what's happening, and I'm not okay with that.
You said you care about the boss. Have you spoken with Dana yet? Have you had a chance to ask him, what his thoughts were, and if he is, okay or understanding of your position?
I don't ever presume to think think I know what Dana White's thinking. I'm not on that level. I'm a worker. I'm supposed to do my job. I'm not sure if I did yet. So until that comes down, I'm gonna be the crowd's out. I'll let y'all know when I find out. I hope that he can forgive me or look over it and be happy with the show that I put on. And I hope everything in retrospect turns out to be this was one of the best shows Boston's ever seen, That's what I'm hoping for.
Last thing for me, Greg, as you said, the story unfortunately right now is this inhaler, but if you could separate yourself from that, can you just talk about how you felt going 15 minutes the first time and showing some, evolvement in your game, it looked like? Can you think back about just what happened during those 15 minutes and not this result, how you feel about the night?
Yeah, I feel good, man. It was a great fight for me. Ben is a monster, dude. He's going to be a problem for a lot of people in the future. He hits like a Mack truck. That's probably the most and the hardest I've ever been hit so far, So I think that tonight, just what I take out of it was this was a great process for me, I got to move around. I got to go through 15 minutes and experience and show a lot of people that, hey, we had a plan. We stuck to the plan. I'm an educated fighter, and I'm learning faster than anybody else in the business, and it's going to continue, just like I said. I think we accomplished that. So I'm super proud of that. I'm super proud of my team, and I'm just happy all around with the performance, man. I'm ready to watch the film and get better, fix these holes. I'm still a rookie, so more to fix, more to analyze.
Give us an idea of what some of those holes might be, if you would, that you think you could improve on. What do you think you could have done better tonight, and what do you strive to improve in future performances?
Well, number one, we got the best fans in the world, and this is the best show in the world. So I hate when people boo. I hate when people want action and I can't give it to them. So we're going to go analyze and figure out how to pick the pace up intelligently instead of going out there all wild. And definitely going to work on positioning, not getting hit as much because this is a heavyweight division. I'm only going to keep getting better opponents. I'm only going to keep moving up in the ranks. So those those punches are going to get a little more devastating step by step, and just overall cleaning up the game, feet-wise and my education in the game.
Was there anything in there tonight when you were out there that surprised you about his abilities?
No, man. I expected a great opponent, man, and I got a great opponent, dude. He was actually more than I bargained for. He came out with no fear in his heart, for one, with all respect in his heart. And as a competitor, dude, that's what I live for. I live for those big games. Since we're in New England, I live for playing Tom Brady. I live to play the best, the baddest men that have confidence in what they want to do and respect for the sport. And he had nothing but that, dude. So I feel like, man, the Prince of War went to war, and it was nothing but reward.
Hey, Greg, so you used it when you played football, but have you used the inhaler the other times you fought for the UFC?
I use it every single day. It's exercise-induced asthma, and I exercise every day.
So in the other fights you did use it?
I've never used it in a fight, which is why I asked permission.
Can you describe, does it help you breathe easier? How would you describe the effect it has on you once you...
You have complete control of your diaphragm and your lungs. They can expand and what's the opposite of expand? Contract normally. Mine do not. They inflame. It restricts the breathing and airflow. I'm sure a lot of people out here have kids with asthma. You can't leave them alone or they'll die. So it literally just helps the airway. It clears the airways so that I am able to breathe. It doesn't help me breathe better. Helps me breathe just like you. Pretty much evens the playing field. Shout out to Reyes, bro. Crazy. Boss. Love you guys. Thank y'all for having me.